Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello, welcome. I'm Nick.
Hi.
From Top Notch Sports. And today we're going to go over the 2021 NFL draft grade for the Minnesota Vikings. Now look, Minnesota, Mike Zimmer, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. Offense, Irv Smith Jr., right? Offense is kind of there. Defense kind of fell apart last year. Jeff Gladney, a few issues I've been hearing lately. Mike Zimmer's a defensive-minded guy. Trying to retool this team a little bit. Zimmer's a little bit pissed off about the whole COVID vaccine things. So we'll have to see what happens with this organization. Let's hop right in, though, to the 2021 NFL draft grades. Mike, they go out. They take Christian Darrisaw. You know my feelings on this guy. What do you think?
They take Christian Darrisaw. I don't think it's a bad pick at all. I know Nick absolutely hates Christian Darrisaw. He'll give you his rap on him in a minute. But I also remember Nick hating another guy named Tristan Wirfs. He ended up looking okay. I think I had Christian Darrisaw ranked as my 6th offensive tackle in this draft. I think he's a day one starter. I think he'll be starting right away for you guys. I think he's going to step in and make an impact immediately. You need linemen when you're going to run the ball as heavy as Dalvin Cook runs the ball. I know he's a tackle, but you need to have a solid offensive line with the scheme this team wants to run. I like his skill set. I think he's got good size to him, and he looked like a pretty good athlete for his size. But the thing that I truly like the most is he's a 3-year starter at Virginia Tech. So that means he has plenty of experience. He's played in plenty of games. He has seen it all. Now, there are things I'd like to see him clean up. He needs to become a better finesse blocker. And I don't necessarily think he's got a nasty streak in him like I've seen some other guys have. Like to see him play a little bit harder, with a little more grit. But overall, I do like the pick. I think he's a day one starter on this Vikings team. And I think it's definitely a position in need.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to knock the pick, meaning that the position. Okay, yes, I understand. There was 2 offensive linemen that I said are fool's gold this year. I think, at least. Let me just go back on my video. Actually, one. There was one, and it was Christian Darrisaw. I saw they had a really high grade on him. And look, there's 2 guys that went in the first round that I wasn't a fan of. One, you see that logo back there? It's a Raiders logo. Yeah, they drafted him. And I'm still shaking my head. I wasn't a fan of Alex Leatherwood, and I wasn't a fan of Christian Darrisaw. This is pre-draft. I have nothing against Darrisaw personally. I'm not a college football fan. I do scout guys. I wasn't a fan of Tristan Wirfs last year. That is a fact. I thought he would be better as an offensive guard. Now on to Christian Darrisaw. Christian Darrisaw, I said, not my favorite prospect. I'll be honest. Not a great pass blocker because he does not have the agility. He is not a great run blocker either. When I scouted these guys, when I looked at Darrisaw, I gave him a B- for run blocking, B- for pass blocking, B- for toughness, B for IQ, B- footwork. There just really wasn't anything there. Mike said that mean streak. I gave him a B- for that mean streak. I wasn't happy with him. When you look at his 40 time, he's extremely quick. Okay, meaning he's, like I said, he's not really flexible. He doesn't have a lot of agility, meaning flexibility at the hips to get out there and block those fast finesse blockers. But he is fast, okay? So maybe they're going to use him in some kind of scheme where Dalvin Cook's going to run. Look, again, they can be really fancy with Christian Darrisaw. They can try to get fancy and maybe it works out. I saw him playing the left tackle position in college only. He's my 14th ranked offensive tackle. I scouted 15. Again, I have nothing against Christian Darrisaw before this. Mike, I scout all these guys. They're just names. And when I throw on the tape talks to me. And Darrisaw ranked 14 out of 15 going in the first round. I give this a D+ draft grade. I was not a huge fan. Although, don't turn off the video yet. I do like some of these other picks. Let's go to the next guy. Kellen Mond, go ahead.
All right, Kellen Mond. Now, Kellen Mond was my 6th ranked quarterback right after Justin Fields in this draft. I like what he can become. I don't like exactly what he is right now. Nick was talking like early 2nd round, 1st round pick with this guy because I know Nick is a big fan of Kellen Mond. Absolutely not. I think he went where he was supposed to go, probably in the 3rd round. I think it's good value for the Vikings, being that I think that he can become a good quarterback. He's got the skill set. There are some things I want to see him improve. There are some red flags, but you took him in the 3rd round, so I got to say it's a good pick being taken in the 3rd round. He's got a lot of experience. He started a lot in college, which is also always a good thing. I want to see him fix some mechanical things. There's times where his feet are not lined up with the receivers. You guys can watch my quarterback video. I break it down a lot better on that. But overall, he's got a good arm. He's a good athlete. And the number one concern with me is he never really improved throughout college. If you look at his numbers, they stayed about the same or regressed. He's kind of a streaky player. He'd have a real good game and then have a below average game. And he was never named captain. And being a quarterback for Texas A&M for as long as he played for Texas A&M, to never be named the captain is very concerning to me. Very concerning, especially at the quarterback position. You are the leader of the offense. So that had me thinking. But overall, I like the draft pick. I like where you took him. And I think he could take over for Kirk Cousins when Kirk Cousins is done in this league.
Yeah. And
Or
you
on
know
their
my
team.
opinion on Kellen Mond. I'm a huge fan of Kellen Mond. I had this guy ranked over Trey Lance and Justin Fields. I had him ranked as my 4th ranked quarterback on the board this year. Look, you guys can go back again, same thing. Me and Mike both have quarterback videos. Go back, watch them. They're really good. If you want to just channel in on Kellen Mond. I agree with this pick an A+. This pick to me, he went here. I feel like his pure throwing ability is very good. It's better than Justin Fields. I would put it up there with Trey Lance's. Trey Lance went to the Niners. That's a better landing spot than the Vikings. If the Vikings still had Kevin Stefanski, I would say he's very similar. I don't really know who your offensive coordinator right now off the top of my head is. Mike Zimmer's an offensive-minded guy. I can't think of your offensive coordinator. Kevin Stefanski left. Trey Lance goes to someone with Shanahan, who's very good, right? Kyle Shanahan. And then you got Mond, who I feel like is more I am such a fan of Kellen Mond. I personally think when you get to training camp this year, you're going to be out there right now. They're out there. The Vikings are out there, and Zimmer's going to be sitting back and looking at Kirk Cousins and be like, wow, that Kellen Mond guy, he has a better arm. Wow, that Kellen Mond guy, he's a little bit more mobile. Wow, that Kellen Mond guy, he's pretty dang accurate. I am a huge fan of Kellen Mond. His arm talent is absolutely special. I feel like a lot of people slept on this guy. I don't know why. There's always that one guy that gets slept on every single year. Last year, for example, was Justin Herbert, right? Nobody really saw him. He's that guy. This year, I think Matt Jones and Kellen Mond both are 2 guys that a lot of people were sleeping on because maybe they weren't the most beautiful prospects, right? Like the Tuas and the Joe Burrow. These guys are great prospects every year, but they never turn out to be anything. I like Joe Burrow. I did not like Tua. Go back 2 years ago. Everyone was kissing the ass of Dwayne Haskins. Look where he is now. And then you go back the year before that, it was Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen. And it was Josh Allen was the real guy, who, again, another guy I was a big fan of. I like this kid a lot. Kellen Mond, I would put his throwing talents with the best of them, and he can run. Is he too stiff? Absolutely. But his mobility, if he just wants to go, he needs to loosen up a little bit all around. As a player, I feel like he tries to be too perfect with everything. Sometimes he just needs to pull it down and take off and run. But I do like that he's a throw first quarterback. I do give this one an A+ for Kellen Mond. Let's go to the next guy, Chaz Surratt. Go ahead.
Chaz Surratt out of North Carolina. When I turned on his tape, he did not make my top 10 for linebackers, by the way. He did just fall out of my top 10. But when I turned on the tape for Chaz Surratt, I noticed he's very dangerous in the blitz game. I like the way he got into the backfield to pressure the quarterback. That is where he impressed me. Other than that, he moves fast on the field. I don't know what his 40 is, but it looks like he moves pretty good on the field. Covers a lot of ground. One thing I do want to see, though, he misses too many tackles. I was watching tape. I saw him. He missed tackles. His tackling technique probably needs to be improved. He had a good 2019 season with 115 tackles and 6.5 sacks, but he needs to become better in the NFL where he can get run over. And he's a little bit raw. Like to see him get some work, but the Vikings need defensive players. So I think that Eric Kendricks can probably take this guy under his wing and teach him a thing or two. So I don't mind the pick. I think they could have went elsewhere here. I'm not a huge fan of it. Go ahead, Nick.
Mike, I don't know if you know this in your film, like while watching, but do you know what other position this guy played? Or just take a random guess. This one's interesting.
Safety.
This guy played quarterback.
Really?
That is actually, yes. That is what. So here's what I got written down, because I did see during watching film, I saw this guy lining up as a quarterback, and I was like, "What is?" I said, "This kid plays quarterback and linebacker." Yeah, that is crazy. He does have a ton of film. He doesn't have a lot of film to watch, but he has great awareness. The only concern is lack of film. Does everything pretty good, and as like I said again, great awareness. Playing that quarterback position, this guy can read the route before the route's even thrown. Really instinctive. Here's the issue. I don't know why he was playing quarterback. Look, I don't really, I scout 250 players. I don't really go into the big details on why, why is he playing quarterback? Why is he playing linebacker? All that stuff. All I can tell you is this. There wasn't a lot of film. Okay. The Darrisaw pick I didn't really like. I love the Mon pick. And this one is kind of questionable. Really instinctive. Could maybe be really good. There's not enough film there. Just like the Trey Lance pick, to me, there's a lack of film, a lack of throwing. This guy, a lack of playing the linebacker position. I'm just a little concerned why you would take him this early in the draft. I'm going to go right here and say I grade this individual pick a D. You're drafting a quarterback that also plays a linebacker in the third round. It's kind of concerning. Instinctive, but interesting, to say the least.
He doesn't look like if you watched him, he doesn't look like he understands how to tackle somebody.
Yeah.
So
yeah, instinctive, yes.
But he looks like a good athlete. So
he is.
He's got good linebackers on that team. So maybe you can learn a thing or two from him.
I'll tell you something. Out of all the drafts, this Vikings draft is like really bad pick, really good pick, really bad pick, really in my board. So let's go to the next guy, Wyatt Davis. Go ahead.
I like this pick. Wyatt Davis is my second ranked interior offensive lineman in this draft. He runs hard. He's a great run blocker. And the thing I noticed, he's physical, blocks with an absolute nasty streak, and he will play after the whistle. That's what you like to see, is a guy that blocks through the whistle. He puts guys to the ground, and he doesn't stop until he hears a whistle. That's what you need in the NFL to be successful, especially at this position. He's got some problems with speed rushers. Like a faster guy can get by him, and I've seen him react late to a blitz, which is a little concerning. But the Vikings are going to run the football a lot, and that's where Wyatt Davis is going to come in, because he's going to be absolutely phenomenal in the run game. And I think the Vikings got two good offensive linemen in this draft, and this is going to do nothing but benefit Dalvin Cook and their offense the way they want to run it. I'm a big fan of this pick.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much, okay? It is, I mean, for the run game, right? Darrisaw, in my opinion, wasn't a great run or pass blocker, but the speed that they got with Darrisaw, okay, is special. And Wyatt Davis comes in here, a guy that, in my opinion, I said does a really good job sealing off defenders, which is key, right? You got to be able to seal them off. He likes to try to put all his power behind his run blocks and sometimes whiffs, but that shows that he's going all out to lay people out, which I like.
Always does.
I said he is also on the ground. Ground all the time, which is also concerning. He trips. He needs to get better balance. He's always on the ground a lot. So he does a really good job getting to the second level to seal off linebacker, but sometimes he seems too slow, lazy at times as well. So what I see about this guy is he will run people into the ground. He does a good job sealing off defenders, but the issue is sometimes he whiffs. He's on the ground a little bit, and sometimes he's a little slow at getting there, and he's a little bit lazy at times. To me, though, getting where you got him, I'm pretty sure this was a fourth round, correct?
This is I think it's the third round.
Third round? Even if it's a third round, I mean, I still like this pick it was a third round, 86th overall pick. I still like this pick. Fourth ranked interior offensive lineman. You're taking him in the third round. I agree. This pick to me is a B+. One of the better guys that were still on the board that you guys drafted. I like this pick. You didn't scout Patrick Jones, correct?
No.
All right, scouted Patrick Jones. I said it has a little bit of an attitude I like. He comes flying off the edge, but also has power, loves to bull rush to tackle and try to beat them that way. He sometimes over pursues the run game, but he can recover. Really high motor. He was my 7th ranked edge rusher here where they got him. I give this pick a B-. I like the pick. Don't love it, but pretty dang good. Again, Patrick Jones was a pretty dang good pick. Let's go. Kenny Ngakwu. No, I didn't scout him either. Cameron Bynum, scout him?
No.
Okay, I said not bad when the ball is in the air because he can break a lot of passes up. The main issue is his speed. He lacks the quick speed, which is really going to hurt him. A good tackler, though. He was my 19th ranked safety. I believe that's my last guy I scouted. I give this pick for as late as it is, 4th round. I gave this pick a C. Again, like it, don't love it. Janarius Robinson, didn't scout him.
No, I don't have the rest of them.
Okay, and I have Amir Smith-Marset I scouted. This guy I actually liked a lot, okay? He was from Iowa. I said versatility. Line up as a receiver in the backfield or a punt returner. Uses his body and his size to go up and catch footballs. I think he is very underrated. You guys got him in the 5th round. When I look at my sheets, I did slowly start moving him down my board throughout time, but he went from what I had my 12th ranked receiver to at the very end of my scouting, I had him as my 16th ranked receiver. Look, I like Amir Smith-Marset adding more depth to that wide receiver room. He was my 16th ranked receiver out of the 27 I scouted. That's not a bad pick at all. I like the pick. I give this individual pick a B+. Zach Davison, I did not scout. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about the guy that you guys already cut in Jalen Tweeman. I said I had a great bench, but does not show too much on film. Is he getting sacks? Yes, the stats show that he's getting sacks. But I said, but there's just something wrong here. Does not seem as strong on film as his bench shows. I gave this pick a B-. He was my 8th ranked guy at his position, but there was just something fishy about him. Like I said, he's getting those sack numbers, but like I said, there's just something wrong. He doesn't seem strong on film. He doesn't seem as strong as his bench showed. Just something was off, and they already cut him. I know he got shot, actually. And then later on, they did cut him. Maybe they had some off-field issues. I'm not too sure. Overall draft grade, Mike, for the Minnesota Vikings. What do you think?
All right, so looking at their draft,
picks.
the one that is concerning to me was the Chad Surratt pick, in my opinion. But I like the first rounder. I like the first third rounder in Kellen Mond. I like Wyatt Davis. I'm going to go with a B+ for the Minnesota Vikings. I think they did a good job building to their strengths. They want to run the ball, they're going to run the ball.
Yeah, for me, I was debating between, look, again, let's just go over this. Darrisaw, didn't like. Then you had, where did I lose it? All right, here we go. Then we got Mond, really liked. So they're like polar opposites. Surratt, didn't like. Wyatt Davis, really like. Patrick Jones, I like but don't love. Then you got Byram, more towards the don't like. And then you got the last pick. You got, then you got the other 2 picks. Amir Smith-Marset, like a lot. Jalen Tweeman, like right in the middle again. So overall, it was like, don't like, don't like, middle, like, don't like. So it was really interesting to me. The overall draft grade, I was debating between a C+ and a B-, but I did give you guys a B- here for the Minnesota Vikings. I like the draft, didn't love it. I feel like if you guys changed a few picks around, maybe went with a better linebacker than Chad Surratt, I would have liked it. Maybe went with a better offensive tackle than Christian Darrisaw, I would have liked it. I just wasn't a big fan of Darrisaw, wasn't a big fan of Alex Leatherwood, wasn't a bit like of those few linemen that got drafted in the first round. And unfortunately, you guys did draft Darrisaw. He was my second to last ranked offensive tackle. I feel like, guys, every year there's a few guys that the media hypes up that aren't good, and he could be one of them. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I'll admit it if I am. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all. We got coaching grades. We're going to do our rankings for the division. There's a few hot takes later on in this, before the NFL season starts. So be sure to leave a like, subscribe. That's all from us. See you guys soon. Peace. We are.
Feel better.
See you guys soon. Peace.